proper slob. So did you go to school this week?
Yeah.
Really? Went to mummy's school. Hey guys, it's Sunday, and yeah, look, it's been a slow week, and I'm going to not a slow week, but a slow week on the channel, obviously. This is probably me speaking on behalf of Elizabeth, but I did just want to say this. We totally underestimated the intensity of the homeschooling workload, and certainly the syllabus and how much is actually involved in it. It is physically impossible for someone to do their job and also do the homeschooling stuff. I know there's been a lot of a theme of that in the media at the moment, saying, you know, get back to school, get back to school. It's not the fact you're giving the girls work, you're teaching them. They're trying to learn off you. So it's not like you can just give them a workbook and go, there you go, do that for the next hour and we'll mark it. It's like, here's a workbook, what is this sound? How do you add this up? Do you know?
You have to teach them before they can complete the work.
There you go. You've got to teach them, which seems obvious now, but I'll be honest, I was completely under the impression that you just, oh, here's some work, go do it, come back and we'll talk about it. That's not how actual teaching works. Surprise, surprise.
Almost like there's a reason you have a degree.
Oh, there's a classic tertiary education person. That's another chat, actually, for another day. I'd love to talk to Leo a bit about that because he's an international student living in Australia at the moment. Can't work. Whole other dynamic. What's Dada wearing?
His pajamas, and it's daytime and it's not morning.
It's true. I'm a slob. Check that out. I've never seen this in my life. So I'm up at Akuna Bay. Yeah, you go. No, fine. He's stuck behind me now, isn't he? I did mention the other week, didn't I, that it's been so cool to see all these new people on bikes, which 100% stand by, right? But we've got to clear something up here, guys. There's not a lot of waving happening. I've noticed it recently. Now, I'm not sure if it's the new people or it's the old people getting cynical. We've got to get waving again, guys. Be inclusive. Now, obviously, I'd love your thoughts on this, but there are exceptions to the rule, of course. I'm sure I've missed many a wave due to being in the box, sitting on someone's wheel. But there are a few unacceptable circumstances. And this might be controversial, but I'll say it anyway. I have noticed the more elite, quote unquote, or regular the cyclist looks, the more likely they are to wave. I'll throw that one out there. Certainly have noticed that.
One selfie, please.
Let's do it.
Big bet.
Nice one, lads. How cool was that? Just ran into some people who watch the videos.
Good, keep doing what you do, man. We love it.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Thank you
That's so
very
nice.
much. Thank you so much.
And yeah, super positive, really cool. Which actually had me thinking, because they made a comment to me there saying, oh Chris, we've learnt so much.
We've learnt so much from you, bro.
Oh, thank you.
Everything, like just techniques, the standing.
About riding and like nutrition and stuff. And as soon as they said that, I'm like, oh, you gotta take this a little bit more seriously, Chris. So I just wanted to clarify something with you. Well, clarify, but just chat to you guys a little bit about specifically the weight thing, okay? Guys, I realize there is so much noise online about cyclists and weight. And what did I do? I just went and added more noise to the cacophony, right? We all do this, okay? Actually, you know what? I'll frame it this way. Why do we all do this thing where we go out for 4 hours and we try and eat as little as possible? Why? I actually know the answer, because you all think, like me, that you're going to lose weight doing it. You're not. The other reason you do it is because then you think, oh, you can get home and absolutely smash food. The coaching guys are working on some content around this at the moment, so like real specific stuff. So I won't steal their thunder on it, but if there's one takeaway, guys, and I found this down there, as soon as I get to almost just endurance level, I've got to whack back up on the food. Like, I'm talking. Well, I'd love to be able to hit 100 grams of carbs an hour. I can't, but I'll try. I'll try for 60. Bush turkey. And you're thinking, yeah, that is all good and well for you, Chris. You're going to go ride 400 or 500 Ks a week. You know, okay, there you are saying, all right, I do my 1 weekday ride, my 1 weekend ride. I'll just do it on 1 bar, whatever. Cool, no problems. But my point is that it's not as if then you get the free pass after the ride that you think you do, that therefore allows you to pig out, right? I know we all do it. It's like, I'll go out for a big ride and then I can warrant that pizza. The body's not like a fuel tank like that. You don't get to pick and choose when you get to put the fuel in. Oh, and here's the other thing, right? So you're all saying, oh, I don't care about recovery, whatever. But you know what this makes a huge difference for? If you come home from your ride, you're not the dead dad or dead mum on the couch who's like, oh, kids, I don't care, I can't move. It'll stop it. Trust me. You will actually be a useful human when you get home. Well, I mean, I can't promise that. I mean, ask Elizabeth, I'm not particularly useful at the best of times. I'm going to be as fueled as you want. So yeah, guys, in practice, what does that mean? Well, today's ride's going to be just over 4 hours. I ran 8 gels. And you're probably like, what? 8 gels? 4 hours? You're mad. And it's not enough. Like, so I'm not far from home. I'm only like 20, 25 minutes. I'm just in Lane Cove at Burns Bay Road. So I've only got like 12 Ks to get home. But I'm out of stuff. I'm out of food. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to whack a quick ginger beer. And the good thing here, like, so I'll have this, which gives me a chance when I get home, I'll be able to like have the protein shake and all that sort of stuff. Whereas if I didn't, then like half an hour home turns into, well, I haven't had anything for 15 minutes before this, which means 45 minutes, and all of a sudden you're starting to really deplete. So I'll whack this into myself, get home, and hopefully feel a little bit fresher. Look, don't get me wrong, recovery is super, super important. Like that, when you get home recovery, but I can't help but feel like its importance kind of gets blown out of proportion. Like the quality of that recovery is only as good as how you were fueled at the end of the ride. Like, you can't make up for lost ground from all the carbs that you burnt, the glycogen that you lost in that magical 15-minute window after you get home. Do you know what I mean? So like, look, in a perfect world, guys, in an absolute perfect world, you're getting home and you don't want your recovery shake. You're full. You're happy. Like, that's the place you want to be, not the, oh, if only I just have to get home to that shake. Nah, you're lost. You're gone. And as a vegan, this is probably one of the more challenging aspects. But I suppose what does become more difficult is the recovery options. And that's, yeah, look, that's something that I'll talk to you guys about in future vlogs, because I'm home and I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm done with talking about weight. But yeah, look, guys, thanks for that. And keep coming up to me and asking me questions, because I love then answering them and talking about them on the video, all right?
Or the second part. You have to tell me which is better.
I have to take this one and the next
How do I get a job as a cookie taste tester?
Do you really want to know?
Right, quick shout. Hopefully you guys saw the first round of the NRS Swift series. Shout to the boys who took part in it. Leo, Dylan, Cooper, Jay, Bentley, Miles. Jay came third, which was super cool. Yeah, and look, two quick things on this, right? It's super easy, especially online, right, for everyone to kind of jump on CA's back and get down on them and be a bit negative about the whole thing. But you have to give credit where credit's due, and that was a really good product. It was a really well done event. It was something they didn't have to do, which is another kind of really good sign of times that there's a bit of initiative happening in there. And the other thing, right, is I was bombed with questions about, like, what do I think of this sort of Zwift racing, specifically Zwift racing that matters. Look, for me, as it stands right now, there's too many variables, like the weight variable, the power meter variable, which is a big one, aerodynamics variable, pedaling efficiency variable. There's just too many variables that happen out on the road that don't translate through well enough for me for there to be a number to be shared to dictate your speed. That's not me saying anything bad against the racing. I still think it's the best workout you could possibly get. But do I think it is a race that should ever matter? As it stands, no, not really. It's fun, it's competitive, gets the juices flowing, but that's kind of, you know, I wouldn't want it to be like a stage in the tour or something like that. It's not that. And that's not me taking away from the guys who get results in those things. You often see that they're the guys who also get results out on the road. Anyway, on with the day. I bet you thought this was going to follow the usual trajectory of Chris would come home, he'd had some little chat with the kids, and that would be the end of today's vlog. Well, you and I were both wrong, because that's what I thought was happening. See you, troops, back in a tick. Where is the best, most fun, least crowded place to go on a Sunday afternoon? Yeah, so I decided to come to IKEA on a Sunday. Always a clever idea, hey? However, we did do click and collect, which I reckon could be the win here. Here you go. So, I was going to use this as some great example of, like, see how much energy I've got coming home from a ride. I can even go to IKEA. Oh my God. That was really easy. Okay, life lesson, everybody. Click and collect your IKEA goods. It is chaos here at the moment. Not for that. And the other good thing is you only buy what you want. You only buy what you need. You don't do that random stuff that you always do at IKEA where you just walk away with way more stuff than you need. So I'm working on some content around the PC8. I put that up on Instagram the other day, and I actually don't think I've received less of feedback on any device I've asked you questions about. Clearly it is incredibly niche and really not that interesting for most people, but I do have one. I do realise there's not a lot of stuff online about them, so I thought it'd be a good chance for me to try and do something about it. It's looking like another week of homeschooling. So yeah, guys, we'll just see how we get on, all right? Thanks very much for watching, really appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts and comments on some of the stuff coming up, and we'll catch you soon, all right? See you now.